I'm Barbara Britt, and I am a culture strategist. And what we're going to talk about today is how to take your culture, wherever you find it, church, your community, your business, and your family. And we're going to talk about what we need to do to actually prune, just like you would prune a plant, and prune and take away that's not working for you. What do you need to do? What do you need to clean out to be able to get that culture, to be able to grow and develop it to what you envision it to be? So today what we're going to talk about again is pruning that which does not serve you. So what do you have in your life that's not serving you? And I'd like to start off with just a quote about pruning. Pruning for us is really and truly not an optional thing. We either prune it or we absolutely quit growing. We just exist and we take on more and more things, but we're not producing more and more. We're just taking on more things to block us. So here's the quote on pruning, and it's by Sherry Richardson. And it goes like this: pruning is a necessary part of life. In order to move forward, you must let go. So I'm going to ask you today, in the short time we have together, what are you going to really think about that you need to do to let go? What is not serving you any longer? What is dead or dying? Or even what's good, but it's not necessary and it's not helping you to grow. So we'll start with that. A lot of times we look at ourselves and we have to think about this. We're like a big, huge magnet, and things are attracted to us. So I want you to think about this and what you need to do to be able to grow from that. We're like a magnet, and our relationships attached to us. Sometimes those are relationships we want to have, and sometimes they're not. So, we collect habits, we collect thoughts, we collect obligations. We collect, right? And then the one that really can stop us and really cause some problems is we collect other people's opinions about our journey and how we should grow in that journey. So I want you to think about this. What are you collecting that's no longer serving you and is not allowing you to grow and develop because of it? So what do you do with all this collection of relationships, thoughts, opinions, possessions that we have? How many of you have ever just spring cleaned and you go, oh, that feels so good. Why was I keeping that? Well, we need to spring clean us as well. So we're going to talk about that today and some things that we can do. There are 3 times when no amount of planning will enable you to move forward. I had a client one time, and she was very, very OCD, and she was very, inclined to just work as hard as she possibly could. And she goes, I'm just not getting enough done. I'm not organized enough. I'm not this. And so we gave her a little plan, and she came back and she said, that's not the problem. I have tried to fit in 36 hours into a 24-hour day. And no matter what I do, I cannot fit 36 hours into a 24-hour day. And I've left no time for rest. I've left no time for fun and enjoyment. And, she had collected so much. She needed to prune because she couldn't really even look at things. Sometimes when we don't prune back a plant and the leaves get so thick and so dark, we can't tell if there's a problem. We can't even see through it. We can't see the light coming through it. And we need to prune. Well, we need to do that emotionally, physically, as well as anything else. So we need to take that pruning and think about that plant that needs to be pruned and kind of follow along with that. So again, what do you do with all this? So there are times when I've just got to get out there and say, this isn't working for me. This is not what I need to do. And really go forward and try to take care of that. If you are feeling stagnant, overwhelmed, over-expected, there's so many expectations of you, and most of those are coming from you. You need a good cleaning out, or how about this? You just need a good pruning. Let's get rid of that which is not serving us. Again, if I go to prune a tree, It's much easier to go ahead and prune that tree when the leaves have fallen. I can see where the joints are. I can see what I need to do. Well, that's like us with everyday life. We've got to start backing up and backing out so that we can analyze and see what really is serving us and what is not, and what we need to do with that that's not serving us. Because I will tell you this, pruning is not easy. It's not fun. It's not something that we want to do. You know, it's even when it's not serving us, even when it's dead and dying, and especially we don't want to prune when something's going good, but we need to. What it's going to do is it's going to create some breathing space for you, or a margin. I want you to look at your life. How much margin do you have around you? How much wiggle room do you have? I know there are times when I will start at 2:30 in the morning and I will work and work and work, and still at 5, I've got 2 more meetings, I've got Zooms, I've got different things like that. So what is your margin? And if you look and say, I don't have a margin and I've worked for 21 days straight, we need to do some pruning. You need to do some pruning. So let's get started together. You know, when you prune, you have room for the unexpected. Is that not the coolest thing ever? You have room for the unexpected. I know I got an invitation last year, and it was something I had been waiting to do forever. I was so excited, and I thought, I can't do that. Not for something special, neat, and great, but just something that I had filled my life up with, and I couldn't let people down. But it really wasn't anything that was serving my purpose. But I had to let an opportunity of a lifetime go past me because I tried to always meet all my commitments. So are you doing something that's not serving you, not building your business, not building your family? Are you busy, or are you really, really working towards something that's great? Are you going to take good to great? You know, when you have margin, you can reflect. And I love that. You have reflection, and that's the only time you're going to be able to decide if this is for you or not. It's the only time you can really tell, is this busy work, or is this work? Is this vital? Is this going to change my life? Is this going to create the person I was meant to be? Or is it just busy work? Or is it someone else's busy work and it's really not even mine? And you know, that I think that's the saddest thing of all. A good place to start creating a margin is saying goodbye and pruning. Saying goodbye. And we're going to talk about that in this episode, and we're also going to talk about it in the next episode. Value what you had. It doesn't mean when you prune it that you can't go back and at least get a couple of the memories and say, these memories really made a difference for me. I love this about whatever I did. Take a picture of it if you can. Write it down in your journal. And then prune. And then just prune. You know, there are times in life when things just no longer serve us. You know, I've had organizations, and it's not that the organization is not good. It's not that I'm not a good person. I'm not good. I'm not at my best when I'm giving away my time to that particular organization. You really have to think about that. That's something that I have difficulty with. When there is no sign of growth, our ability to more cleanly, our ability to see a clear sight line is gone. You know, it's like there's too many leaves in there and we can't see it. We need to prune back so we can say, oh, well, that's where the sun is coming, or what a beautiful view. I'm on the water. I have a beautiful view, and I don't like anything to obscure that view. I don't even like a line in the window to obscure that view. What are you obscuring in your views? What are you so busy taking on? And some of us are taking on things that don't really even belong to us. So I want us to start thinking. So when we go to this next episode, we're going to talk about how we're going to prune and why we're going to prune. Just because something's dead or dying doesn't mean it's easy to get rid of, because we're emotionally attached to it. We're emotionally attached to it. Why can't I give that up? It's no longer serving me. In fact, it may even be detrimental to me. It may be a time warp that just sucks in all my time and energy. Because, we do what we are emotionally attached to, and emotion has a high intake of energy. And so when you start seeing yourself fade down and down and down, and you don't have that energy, what do you need to get rid of? All things that aren't moving us forward aren't dead, but that doesn't mean they don't need to be pruned. All things that aren't moving doesn't mean that they're dead. It just means that we probably need to look at them. We do need to look at them. There's no probably about it. And we need to prune back so that we can grow and get healthier and stronger and get to our purpose in life. So I want to ask you this again. What do you need to prune out of your life? I hope you'll take this, work on it a little bit, answer those questions, and then go to the next YouTube that is going to talk to you about why and the how of pruning. So again, I'm so glad that you joined me today. And what do we need to take out of our life that's no longer serving us? How can we prune it so that we can grow exponentially, that we can have deeper thoughts, that we can get more accomplished, that we can live? How many of us are not really living? We're marking time. So again, Barbara Britt, your culture strategist, and I hope you will join me for the next episode on pruning. Thank you so much.